Welcome to Adewale Adeniji, coach and behavioral therapist, AACBT. In our video offerings, we teach how we can become better in a holistic way and positively affect those we relate with. Our vision is to provide guidance and offer systems and tools that will ensure leverage professionally, economically, and socially. Lasting change begins first within, before situations become better. And this is what we promise, because we believe everyone deserves an opportunity to excel. Our mission is to help you think, ideate, and acquire leverage. Please go through this platform and watch our video offerings, and don't forget to like them and subscribe. Thank you. Enjoy our broadcast.
Hello, dear friends. Welcome to episode 10 of our series on emotional intelligence. In the last episode, I showed you how to leverage emotional quotient to advance your careers. Today, permit me to show you how to leverage emotional quotient to help your relationships. But first, let me tie emotions to relationships. At one time or the other, whether we acknowledge it or not, you will have developed an affectionate relationship with another human being. Your parents, your spouses, your friends, your partners, your children, or your relatives. In those relationships, I'm sure you remember feelings such as love, extreme fondness, warmth, intimacy, endearment, devotion, passion, ardor, and feelings such as those. Now, what makes you have those feelings are emotions leading to affection. This is at one end of, let's say, a continuum. Sadly, for some people, however, these feelings wane over time due to many reasons. I agree, and this is not being judgmental at all. And feelings contrary to the ones I had mentioned above will surface, such as animosity, hatred, disappointment, anger, etc. Now, leading to disaffection at the opposite end of that imaginary continuum. But between one end of that continuum and the other end of that continuum lie emotions. Affection at one end, emotions in the middle, and disaffection at the other end of the continuum. My dear friends, what if I told you that if we know how to intelligently manage what is in between the opposite ends of our continuum, which is our emotions, then we might have a different outcome in our relationships. Now, this is what I want to show you in this episode of this series, how we can intelligently leverage our emotions in our relationships. Now, there are two competencies of emotional quotient that has to do with other people. Now, this is social awareness and relationship management. Social awareness is to be effective in social settings. And to do this, you need to have mastered self-awareness, which is the first key competence of emotional intelligence. To know what triggers your own emotions, to know how to rein them in when they do surface, and how to manage your responses to external stimuli, which is what leads in the first place to your emotions. So when you are socially aware, you should be able to do the following things. You should be able to have empathy. You should be able to develop a positive view of other people. You should be able to understand non-verbal communications. You should be able to understand basic emotional needs of other people. Now, relationship management on its own is the ability to use your awareness of your own emotions and those of others to manage successfully social interactions. So, with relationship management, you should be able to do the following things. Number one, you should be able to positively influence others. You should be able to develop assertive communication skills. You should be able to successfully manage and resolve conflicts. You should be able to develop capacity to prefer other people at times. So, how do you become socially aware and at the same time build relationship management skills? Number one, build a culture of listening. Giving someone your full attention, minimizing distractions, and reflecting thoughtfully on what you hear can reassure others of your sincerity. Now, your non-verbal communication skills that I mentioned above will come in handy here. Number two, learn to recognize emotion in other people. Now, this will allow you to put every issue in context, in proper context. Now, even if you do not agree with other people, you have the ability to understand their viewpoint and or their frame of mind. Now, when you develop empathy to an appreciable level, this will help with learning to recognize emotion in other people. Number three is trust. In relationships, when you trust the person you have a relationship with, things will be much easier. Unnecessary arguments, overthinking issues, keeping secrets, or even having unreasonable suspicions will be scarce. Now, understanding the emotional need of other people and developing the capacity to prefer other people at times will help you with this. Number four is respect. Now, listen to me, dear friend. Without respect, cheating, lying, and other ugly things will thrive in relationships. Why? Because respect begets acceptance and giving preference to other people. If you respect somebody, you would not want to lie to them, for example. You will not want to cheat them, for example. Now, developing a positive view of those you are in a relationship with will help you with this. The fifth one is openness. You need to be open in terms of communication and thinking. Always talk things over in person. I know that we live in a fast-paced world, but I will counsel that you avoid third-party means of communication, such as texting, such as sending voice messages, as much as practicable. Now, and when you do talk, my dear friends, communicate. Now, this is interesting. Not just what is said is important when you communicate, but more importantly, what is left unsaid. This is where non-verbal communication is very, very essential. Now, do not just hear your partner out. Listen, really listen. During communication, do not hold back what you would rather bring to the open. Now, undiscussed matters sometimes lead to the build-up of tension, and the cycle of misunderstandings continue if this is not checked. Now, when you analyze happenings in your relationships, be open-minded. For emphasis, I would like to repeat that. When you analyze happenings in your relationships, be open-minded. Whether it is about where to celebrate, for example, special occasions, or what your partner said to you yesterday, or when to let go of issues, I encourage you, think freely without being critical. Think, not perceive. Now, I have Life Bytes series on thinking, parts 1 and 2. If you have not seen them, please check out this channel. You should find those 2 parts of thinking available. Now, understanding nonverbal communication and developing assertive communication skills should help you with this 5th tip of openness. My dear friends, relationships are not easy to cultivate and maintain. All around us, we see the carcasses of relationships which began well, which brought joy, which have now disintegrated or which are degenerating. However, with emotional quotient competencies, as I have shared with you in this episode, I have no doubt in my mind that you should begin to enjoy your relationships. But you and I, all of us together, have work to do every day, in every way, on our relationships. So, my dear friends, if you require my assistance with this, please get in touch with me at the details that will be shown at the end of this broadcast, or in the description box of this broadcast if you are listening to a podcast version. You will be glad that you did. Until the next time I come your way, keep alive, keep safe, and remember, we love you. I am Adewale Adeniji. Bye for now.